In for the Night is a podcast that discusses movies, random topics, and gives you an excuse to just stay in for the night.
I said it with you.
Yeah, but not vocally. You just
Who
mouth.
said I had to do it vocally?
I don't know.
I just said it with you. So, ha.
Ha ha. There's a game that goes ha. And you have to go ha ha, but you can't laugh. You have to keep a straight face. And the first person to laugh loses.
That's easy. Ha. You lost already. I win.
You know, like I want to do that thing where we have to do terrible dad jokes or something, and we have to keep a straight face and just like videotape us, and the first person who laughs or something can't. I don't know. I thought that was hilarious. We should do
Can't
that.
what?
Like you lose, or the tortillas, like rock paper scissors, and slap you with a tortilla.
The Rock and Kevin Hart did that. It's pretty funny. The Rock kept losing, and Kevin Hart kept smacking the Rock with a tortilla.
I'm worried you're gonna hurt me.
That shit was so funny. He's like, man, that hurt.
If the Rock won, you know that fucker's gonna injure Kevin Hart.
He would probably miss up and punch him on accident and then knock him out.
Still be funny.
It would be. It would be. Kevin Hart deserves it. No, I'm just kidding. Love you, Kevin Hart. Shout out.
Okay, so you know another person I'm in love with?
You're in love with a lot of people. I'm in love with no one.
You love a lot of people.
No, I don't.
The Hulk.
Yeah, the character Hulk, not the person who plays Hulk.
Mark Ruffalo. He's cute.
Not to me.
I like weird looking people, obviously.
I look sexy. You better get your facts straight,
And
man.
so you didn't.
No, I don't. I'm just kidding. I'm not.
You're chiseled.
Chiseled? No, that's like when I have that chiseled chin. I don't have a.
I was trying to figure
chin.
out what to say.
You have fat cheeks.
Your chiseled earlobes.
There you go. They are perfectly shaped. No.
You have a button on one, like a little keloid on one that looks like a button, and I pressing it, hoping you'll shut off.
No, that's not how that works, ma'am. It just makes me get more excited.
And I always ask you, remember the first time I asked you, who put a nickel in you? And you thought that was the best thing.
It is the best thing. It makes me crack up laughing every single time.
But going back
put
to
a nickel in you.
Going back to who I love, Brendan Fraiser.
Yeah, but he's
cute again.
Well, he's in that one movie now. He came out. I can't remember the name of it, but he's like
so
some special kid.
Wholesome.
Is he?
Because every time he has an interview, he's like, really, I'm shocked everybody wanted me to come back so bad. And it's just, he's just so humble. And he's cute.
Used to be.
He's still cute. I think he's cute.
How?
He has he did so what, babe? You can be pleasantly plump and still be cute.
Pleasantly plump. I like that. It's a good phrase.
What is it? Thick thighs save lives.
Pleasantly plump saves something.
2-ton Tessie.
Saves 2-ton Tessie.
Sure. Anyway, hi, my name's Katie.
Hoy. I am G-Dog.
We're still going. Oh, God.
Representing.
What was that gang sign?
It's just the 4.
4.
4. That's my gang sign for you.
You laughed really. What did you say? We said something in the bedroom and you started laughing.
My favorite.
What did I say to you? It was funny and I can't remember what it said.
I can't remember either. I'm sure it'll dawn on us in the middle of this cast.
I don't know. I say a lot of funny things to you and you think I'm joking.
I mean, you say one or two things a month. Don't get too over. Is it zealous?
Yeah, good use.
Look at me. I'm learning.
You should do word games. There's something called free. Okay, everybody. Actually, I remember this. I used to do this in college a lot. There's a website called freerice.com. And it's a little literal word game. So they give you a word and you just say what the definition is. And every time you get it right, it donates 10 grains of rice to Africa or something. And it was fun.
10 grains of rice. That's like 10 little pieces of rice.
Yeah, but if you do it enough, it adds up. So
it should be an ounce of rice or something.
I'm pretty sure they don't have people counting out. This bitch did 5,000 words. I'm sure they just did a cup or something.
I hope, because 10 grains of rice is nothing. It needs to be more.
I'm just going to cook you 10 grains of rice once.
I mean, it'll cook really fast. like really fast.
What would be the water ratio? Because I have to do it by cups.
I mean, obviously, you would just have
like
to.
A fourth of a teaspoon.
Yeah, that would boil. It'd be gone instantly.
True.
Yeah, it wouldn't work.
How was your week? You had Monday off, so you need to calm down.
I did have Monday off, but it's still my work week, so I am just trucking along. You know what I mean? Just trucking along, and then, but goody newsies. I put back in for line maintenance again, so I am super stoked going back to the line.
And you got it approved, too. You were chosen. I like how it says there, like, you won.
Yeah, your reward. Your reward.
Rewarded.
Yeah, so I am super stoked about that.
So you get to go back to Dallas. I don't have to see you for frequently.
Yeah. It's going to be great.
Great.
You're going to love it. I'm going to love it. And it's going to be great.
I'm going to be here with the dogs all by myself.
Yeah, to protect you.
Sure.
You just saw what Arrow did to Fifi.
Yeah, but that was because he was going after her horn, or his horn. One of the horns.
He is protective, I'm sure.
So you guys get to take a shot because we had to discipline our puppy.
Yeah,
Take a shot.
I had to beat him like a redhead stepchild. I'm just kidding. I didn't beat him. I just spanked him a few times. I believe in spankings.
You know, that should be a shirt. I believe in spankings.
Yeah, then people will probably like...
That could be sexual.
Yeah, that could be.
I mean,
either way. Yeah.
Either way.
They'll probably think you're talking about sexual, and you're like, nope, it's about kids.
Like on the front says, I've been naughty, and on the back says, spank me.
Jesus. Yeah, then you'll really get a whole bunch of people spanking you. Or asking to spank you.
Yeah.
Or asking to take you home. So if you want a lot of attention, yeah, wear that.
That old guy had Red Canyon, whatever.
Jesus.
Red River Canyon.
We haven't been back since. We need to go back and talk to him again.
There's this old dude. He wanted to take me home. It was creepy. You got hit on by a lot of old women too.
He was all about it. Yeah, but not as much as he was hitting on you.
Like a couple like older ladies came up to Ty because we switched hats because he was getting hot, and so we switched hats. And like the woman comes, she's like, you know what? You look like Jimi Hendrix. And he's like, oh yeah, cool, thanks. And she's like, I like Jimi Hendrix. So I was like, damn.
She was all about it. It was like a hat that looks very similar to Jimi Hendrix hat back in the day.
Kind of Crocodile Dundee hat.
Yeah, all black with like kind of feathers in it, something like that. And yeah, she was.
She's bad.
But that man was more about it. I just got like.
He was just wasted, and he wanted.
No, I don't think he only had like a few.
He was an old man, dude. And his wife was like, I'm pretty sure they wanted to swing because she was like eyeing you too.
Well, yeah, because she opened up her shirt.
Like a chocolate popsicle.
She had like, because I think when she first came over, it was like buttoned up. And then when we went over there,
she just was showing
she like had it down to like, where if you just
goods.
do this, it would, well, her taters were fake. So
wrinkly
they're probably not even wrinkled. They're probably like.
Sad. Like, you know how when people get like breast implants and you can tell, like, they're just like, you could see the implant. It's weird.
Well, I mean, I wasn't looking that hard. So.
Oh no, I didn't. I was just saying. I was segueing.
That's your
off.
job next time.
Can I touch him?
She would probably say yes. Oh, and then there's the.
And then she would be like, "Can I touch yours?" And I'm like, "They're real."
She's like, "Okay."
I didn't ask that.
Yeah. She would be about it. Yeah, they probably did want to swing with us.
It was creepy. I wouldn't. No, I'm good. All right. Are you going to ask me how my week goes, or am I just going to sit here like a dumbass? And
so, how was Fifi's week?
She's limping now. I don't know. Fuck.
She is limping now. So I guess she just sleeps on it wrong and then gets up and starts limping, or she wants attention. We don't know what it is.
Because like randomly she'll start limping, and then once you give her attention, she stops limping, and then she'll start limping again if I don't give her enough attention. So it's really annoying. Mm-hmm. Or it might be arthritis. I don't know. But yeah.
Hopefully not arthritis.
Well, my week has been okay.
How's your week?
Just working. Heard back from a publisher, but they want a hybrid contract, and I don't really want a hybrid contract. I want a traditional contract. So
yeah, but your first like writing thing, they're probably thinking that you're not going to write again, or they're thinking that like whatever. You know, they're probably trying to protect themselves too.
True. I don't know. So I'm just waiting to hear back from this other one before I make a decision, and then I'll I just don't know. Anyway, that's my week. That was good news. Like, they were like, ooh, it's really well written, and we like the storyline. I'm like, sweet. Just like, that makes me feel good.
You should still ask them, like, how much is, like, your portion of it. Because what if it's like $100? You're like, oh, okay, fuck yeah.
It's not going to be $100.
Okay, what if it's $50? Like, oh, yeah.
It was go the other direction.
Oh. $20.
Okay, I'm tired, guys. Have a nice week. Thank you for listening. We hope gave you a reason to stay in for the night. Peace out.
Real sad. Peace out.
You exhaust me, bro.
I do. That's my whole goal in life. I got to keep you on your toes because of your heart.
You know, it was funny. I'll tell everybody here what I told Ty this morning. So I went to the gym and I took the 40s and this guy was using 50s. Instead of just like pulling them completely off the rack, he moved them to the 40 section and I was putting my weights away. And I like look at him and I set it down and I'm like, fucking moron. I moved them and then I put mine up there and I rolled my eyes at him and he's like, did you just call me a moron? And I'm like, yes, if it quacks like a duck, walks like a duck, I'm going to call it a moron. And he was like, he got real hurt. He was upset. And then he like moved the 50s to where he was working out. And I'm like, why couldn't you?
Yeah, why can't you do it in the first place?
I'm just like, these people who show up like and only work out once or twice a week and don't know proper gym etiquette. Put your shit away. Don't like take spots that are not supposed to, like, put your shit where it's supposed to go. Don't move it to a place that's not supposed to be there. And then Jim Douche was there and he was just taking up everything and he yelled at these two kids who like used a bench he wasn't on for 40 minutes. And I'm like, come on. You're just that dude. I hate him so much. And he throws the weights, which is another big pet peeve because those are not cheap to replace. Do not throw your weights, folks. Do not throw your weights or I'm going to fight you.
She's going to fight you. 100%.
I like how you're my hype man just in the background. She'll fight you.
She'll fight you. She'll fuck you up.
Anyway, that's my week.
Off your soapbox.
I guess for now.
Your box of soap.
We'll see.
Start up again, probably.
Not right now.
Okay, good.
Can we build a bridge and get over it?
So building two bridges and hopping in between them.
I was doing the gesture like, slaloming down the mountain.
Slaloming? Schlonging?
That's a dick.
Schlong. People should bring back schlong.
Don't.
It's such a good word.
No.
But I mean, to me, schlong should be used for someone who has like a huge one. So, like porn stars, basically. They have schlongs. Majority of them.
Isn't there like a porn star named Schlong?
Not that I know of.
I don't know porn star names.
I've seen quite a bit, so not that I know
of. I've seen them all. Oh man, Randy Max.
I mean, there's Johnny Sims or Sins. There's a bunch, but Schlong is not one of them.
All right, meat and potatoes.
Potatoes and meat.
Are we ready? We watched Good Burger. If you have not watched it yet and you want to watch it, definitely do it. It is family friendly, so if you have small spawns, it's a good movie.
They cuss a lot in that movie. No, I'm just kidding.
Every other word. It's like
rated
fuck. Samuel Jackson comes up and he says,
yeah. He just pops up every once in a while. It's like, what you say, motherfucker?
He's trying to order a good burger. And he's like,
motherfucker, I want a good burger.
Okay.
I don't think what's his name in the movie?
Ed.
Yeah, Ed would even know what to do.
All right. So Good Burger, if you haven't watched it again, you can rent it on Redbox, you can rent it on Amazon Prime, and then it's free on Pluto TV. And
Pluto TV. So, Good Burger we have in 1997.
Old as fuck. I was 10 when it came.
12 years old.
Aww.
On hour and 43 minutes.
Talking about ages, I had an existential crisis yesterday. I am closer to the age of 50 than I am to 15.
Well, yeah.
That's depressing.
You only have 15 years until you're 50.
No.
Isn't it fun? I'm way closer to 50 than you are, so.
By 2 years. Wow.
That's so much further. It is.
Okay.
So, came out in 1997. We have 5.7 out of 10 on IMDb Bizzle. We have
5.1?
I said 5.7.
Oh.
Maybe
that's actually pretty good.
Open your ear balls.
I mean, it's
We have 33% on Rotten Potatoes.
So
look at that.
33%. That means it did really bad.
Yeah. But we have 4.5 out of 5 on Voodoo.
Which is awesome.
And it got really bad, Google.
Really?
It's like 15%.
Is it like 15% or is it 15%?
We got 86% of Google users like this movie.
Are you lying?
No, it's 86%.
That's good.
No shiznit.
That's like
Wifey.
better than the old guard.
No, it's not.
What was the old guard?
I don't know. Got to look it up. And we
Okay.
will after this because now you're tempting fate.
I challenged you.
You're tempting fate. That's how you get stabbed in your sleep. So
Wow, you guys heard that here. He's going to stab me in my sleep.
So, synopsis.
Penis, peni.
When Mondo Burger sets up across the street, sneaky Dexter and burger-obsessed Ed realize... They spelled realize wrong. They need to fight to keep
Is it with an S?
Yeah.
That's the British way.
Are we in Britain?
Maybe.
Okay. All right. Oh,
Okay. That's Southern.
no. Exactly. Because we're in Southern United States.
Southern.
Southern.
You have to avoid the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable.
Okay. Realize with an S, they need to fight to keep their fast food joint going. Their new secret sauce might be the answer, but not if Mondo can grab it. Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Release date was July 25th, 1997. Director is Brian Robbins. And then featured song is Raw Dudes featuring Kel Mitchell. Oh, I thought it was his song. It's not even his. It says featuring Kel Mitchell. So someone else.
Somebody wrote it, yeah.
And then, so we got box. Oh, I like how it says the box office. So we got box office is $23.7 million.
Nice.
And budget was $8.5 million
So they
USD. That's weird. It has 8.5, then comma 9 million USD. That doesn't make any sense.
Because it
So
probably
they made
is Canadian.
some profits.
It's Canadian.
They made some profits. Oh, and then while you're starting to chit chat about it,
So
let's see what old Gar got.
this is a movie that is deep and dear to my heart because when I was a kid and faked being sick so I didn't have to go to school, I would watch this movie every day, maybe sometimes twice a day. I loved this movie. I'm right? I'm right. He is sitting here shocked, eyes burning.
Okay, so IMDb
I'm sorry,
was higher. The Rotten Potatoes was higher. I mean, it has Letterboxd, so that's different. But
Same.
Google users is 73%.
I'm sorry, who was right? I'm sorry, wait.
That is
wait.
fucking
What?
terrible.
What?
The Old Guard
What?
is like so good.
So was Good Burger.
It is, but Old Guard is way better.
Good Burger is better, obviously.
I mean, Good Burger came out in 1997, so.
And it held up.
I'm sure if the Old Guard came out in 1997, it would be like a hit.
Maybe
Because
not.
it would be like Die Hard.
Die Hard.
But they probably didn't have that CGI back then, so I don't think they could do Old Guard back then.
Really bad. It would look real bad. So we enter the movie, and you know, at the beginning, the credits they are building a burger, and you're like, that's a lot of tomatoes.
Oh yeah, they are. They put a lot of tomatoes, cheese, lettuce. Like it's like when what's the other guy's name?
Dexter.
Dexter, when he's at Mondo Burger and he's just fucking throwing shit.
Yo, man, can I borrow some lettuce?
He's fucking got lettuce.
It's cheese.
Oh, that's great. That's
And like
so
everybody
great.
is like so methodical, and then he's just like,
and then the
violent.
burger's like flying out of his hand.
it's huge and gross. I used to have like a burger, fake burger made of plastic, and it looked exactly like
It does
that.
look exactly like that. 100%.
And so we get into it where Ed is gonna take an order. So what does he say?
Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order, huh? And he says, "Huh" at the end. Like every time.
I need to start doing that because it's just
do.
like, huh.
Huh.
he's a very literal person. He takes everything literally. And that is where he gets into a lot of trouble and everybody hates him. But he is probably the most fun-loving person in existence. And true to form, so I try to do every movie that we do, I try to reach out to some of the actors that are there. And so I was going to reach out to Kel, but upon reading his, biography, I realized he's a pastor. So I was like, well, that fucker won't come on here because we say fucker a lot. And
like
fuck
that.
and shit.
I don't say any of those.
Oh, yeah, you're pure over there.
I am.
Fuck off. And so we realize that Ed is in a dream and he is seeing talking burgers. Don't eat us, Ed.
Come with us, Ed. And he falls down this. Fly. I'm flying with burger. Oh, no, he says he's flying with good burgers. That's what he says.
That's funny. And so he wakes up and he sleeps in his uniform. He showers in his uniform. And
constantly always wearing his uniform.
Like he doesn't take it off. And I'm like,
no.
Wow. How do you
how does his hat stay on his dreads? That's what I want to know.
I wonder if that's a wig and they just stitch it in. That's
probably,
my question.
Yeah, I don't think that's his. No, I think he had that hair at one point, but I think that might have been not.
But funny thing is, Good Burger is actually a spin-off sketch from All That.
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
I haven't seen All That in so long.
I loved All That. And what is it? Amanda Bynes, when she was that angry girl, I can't remember what it's called, Ask Amanda or something. And she, I remember this one specifically. She's like, my mom makes me a sandwich, and it's a peanut butter sandwich, and I like the peanut butter on top, but she always does it with the jelly on top. And the girl freaks out. She's like, just flip it over.
Yeah, I was like, just flip the fucking thing over. That's what I was thinking in my head. I was like, wait, am I missing something here?
No, it was stupid questions like that, and she would get really upset and start screaming. And then I liked Lori Dirt. I forgot what her name.
I don't know.
Anyway, she's funny.
I've slept since then, so I don't remember anybody's names.
Anyway, but and so he's constantly in his uniform, and then he goes to work. He gets rollerblades, doesn't take different pair of shoes, so
that's all he wears is rollerblades
all day, every day. But we have to take a thing from his book, and I'm a dude. He's a dude.
We're all dudes.
We're all dudes. I think we need to start implementing that into our daily lives because I think that's just all inclusive. So it's not really a pronoun. It's dude. It's
like guy.
Sup.
It's
hey
like
guy.
It's like hey guy. It's hey, like what is it like gender neutral?
Yeah.
It's like guy, just like a form of everyone, I guess.
Non-binary.
Yeah.
Like dude is non-binary.
That's
so
what he's using dudes too. Yeah.
So on
what's up, dude?
One of my favorite podcasts, it's called And That's Why We Drink, and one of the hosts is non-binary, and the other host who identifies as a female, she says, "Oh, what's up, my dude?" She doesn't say they them usually. Mm-hmm. Well, she does when they're explaining her, I guess, them. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, "Yeah, what's up, my dude?" And I'm like, "That's cool."
Dude and guy.
And so one of the it's just a funny movie. Funny shit happens all the time, and it's just I can quote the shit out of this movie. Same with UHF.
You did.
It was awesome. I love this movie, and so he's rollerblading, and he doesn't do a good job because he runs into girls.
He drags a girl that's jump roping, and then he runs into a lady that's walking her stroller with a kid.
I forgot about that. And then he kidnaps the baby.
He kidnaps the kid on accident. Then he goes through a basketball court. They're playing hoops. And somehow the baby gets switched out for the basketball.
And then they throw it through the hoop.
Yeah, throw the baby through the hoop and catch it. And the guy's like, oh, yeah. And he's looking at a baby's face like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and so he finally gets to work, and he takes the guy's order, and he got upset.
Well, because he was late.
Well, he's late, but I want a good burger. Okay. What is it? I want to get a good burger. And he's like, oh, you can't get it. I'll have to get it for you. And then he was like, just give me 2 good burgers. I can't just give them to you. You got to pay
for them. I'm going to Mondo Burger when they
I can't wait till Mondo Burger opens. And then Ed's like, what's Mondo Burger? And this huge building
that's right across the street. And they're like, you see that big building that's under construction for the past 2 months or whatever she says? And he's like,
Oh, I see it.
Oh, I see it.
Oh, gotta backtrack. Oh no, then this is when the characters meet. Okay, so at Good Burger, they need him to deliver Good Burger to somebody. And so he goes in rollerblades and he makes Keenan, which his name is Dexter, get in a car wreck with Sinbad.
Sinbad, his teacher or professor or whatever you want to call it.
Is it the shoes, that afro, and that jacket?
Yeah.
Looking like Cher. He's like, do.
No, he said you look like...
Cher.
No, not Cher.
It's literally Cher.
No, he does not say Cher. He says something else. Because he says a person that looks exactly like that. And I can't remember who it is now. Damn it. Anyway, keep going. I got to look it up.
Well, we have to look it up now because we're discussing it. Talk about the movie, babe. Your turn.
My turn. I have no idea what's going on. Okay, so... Yeah, Keenan... Or no, not Keenan. Damn it. Ed, a.k.a. Kel, is rollerblading across to go deliver food. Obviously, he's not paying attention because he's like in his own little bubble. And Dexter is hauling ass in his mom's car down a residential street, talking to his buddy, doesn't see what's going on, and almost runs into Ed. So swerves out the way, and then that's when the teacher gets hit. So then he's trying to not have the teacher call the cops. He's like, no, please don't call the cops. I don't have my driver's license. And he's like, you can... You have to wait a year to get my driver's license. So he's like begging the teacher to like that he would just pay him back, which he didn't want to get a summer job in the first place. So he now has to break down and get a freaking terrible summer job. So they do a quote, and quote ends up being $1,900, which is fairly cheap, I would say.
Right. For
like getting like a brand new car fix, like. I guess at that time it was a brand new car fix.
I can't find it. It's hard to, but I'll figure it out.
So quotes for $1,900, and like he's freaking out because he's like, and he's got to pay his mom's car to get fixed, which was another $800 I think it was.
Yeah,
so it was like around $2,000 to get both vehicles fixed.
The thing that I have a problem with is when he gets in the car accident, Sinbad, who is also his teacher, is asking for the license, and he's like, "Oh, my license? What? And he's like, oh, where is it? And he's like, oh, you have to wait a year. Mm-hmm. So this means that Dexter, well, of course, is driving without a license, but he has to be about 14 or 15. 15, let's say 15.
Yeah, something
15
like that.
Because it's like one more year to get 16. But the thing is, Cal, who plays Ed, is supposed to be about the same age, but he doesn't go to school.
Maybe he's so smart that maybe he homeschools.
Really? He's so smart?
Well, yeah, he actually is smart. He just is, what is it, like social something? Like,
he has Asperger's.
Yeah.
So on the Google, it says, does Ed from Good Burger have autism?
Yeah, see?
I just thought that was funny because I'm like, it's a movie. Why would you ask that question? Like,
well, in the movie, does he have autism?
Probably, and a lot of other stuff.
Or burgers of ass.
Let's not say that.
What? Why not? What's wrong with burgers of ass?
Because. So he gets a job. And he starts working at Mondo Burger. And this is when he's trying to build that burger.
They're like doing a classroom, and they're teaching these people like, all right, lettuce, tomato, bun, blah, 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 blah. And like they're going down the line. These people are making like these perfect stacked up burgers, like looking all nice and fancy with this like 3-inch fucking burger patty. And then they get down to Dexter, and he's over here freaking out, just throwing shit on the burger, fucking shit's falling apart, trying to put it back together. They call, what's the dude's name? The manager? Kurt. They call Kurt over.
Who is like, has to be like 20, 21, early 20s.
In what is it, like the general manager or whatever, this Mondo Burger. Mm-hmm. He's probably just stepped on toes to get there, I'm sure. So he comes over and he's like making fun of Dexter. So they're
making fun of Dexter, but his like henchman, so Kurt's henchman is there, and he calls him something, and I want to say it. He calls him a pestiferous maggot.
Oh, yeah.
So I didn't know what pestiferous meant.
He's like, maggot I get, but pestiferous?
And that's true. I'm like, I never looked it up, even when I was a kid. Because I didn't have a cell phone when I was a child when this came out, because cell phones weren't a thing. Can you think of that? If you're listening to this and you're born in the 2000s, welcome to my world. I didn't have a cell phone until I was in college.
Oh, that's sad.
When did you have a cell phone?
I had one in like junior high.
Oh, your mom loved you.
No.
Okay, so pestiferous. It means
had a job.
harboring infection and disease.
Oh, so that's why. So a disease maggot.
Pretty much.
That's gross.
So pestiferous maggot.
That's really gross.
Anyway, so he's insulting him and Kurt. Yeah, the henchman and Kurt are insulting Dex, and then Dex is like, "What?" And then they get the security team and they kick him out. And so now Dexter's sad and he's drinking
Because
shake.
he's jobless.
Drink shake after shake of.
He had
Good
like
Burger.
10 fucking shakes.
That's a lot of calories.
Like he would like be in the hospital.
He would be dead.
He 100%. That is like way too
And it's
much ice
flavored
cream and dairy.
Strawberry.
Oh, that's so good.
Ugh.
Strawberry shakes are
I like a good
so
vanilla. Good
I
vanilla.
like a good strawberry.
So if it was between
Or
vanilla,
pumpkin.
pumpkin.
Yeah, like they had, I think it was a pumpkin spice one during the holidays at Jack and a Crack. Oh, so good.
When I worked at Dairy Queen, we came up with pumpkin pie blizzard.
Ooh, that'd be good.
It was not.
Really?
It did not taste like pumpkin pie at all. We put like actual pumpkin puree in it, but like they didn't put like any of the spices in it, so it didn't
Oh,
taste
that's
good.
why. It's going to taste like poop.
Yeah, and so I was like, fuck. But I was really fat when I worked at Dairy Queen because I would go in like the freezer and eat all the cheesecake and like the cookie dough pieces.
That's why you don't like sweets.
Probably. And so this is when Dexter and Ed get together, and he's like, "You look familiar, man." And so it's like, "Have you ever been to Australia?" Me either.
Yeah,
me
no,
neither.
me neither. He looked real sad. Like,
Maybe I'm like an attractive nurse. And he's like, "What the fuck?"
he's like, I don't know what makes you think you're an attractive nurse, but
And so then this is when Ed gets Dexter a job at Good Burger, and the manager there, Mr. Bailey, he said that he was like, "Oh, do you have a license?" And he's like, "Well, do you have any accidents on your record?" And he's like, "Not to your knowledge."
Yeah, not that you're aware of.
No, he said literally, "Not to your knowledge."
Not to your knowledge.
And so while we're in Good Burger, I saw a sign for their quarter pounder, and just want to show you what inflation looks like. Just throwing that out there, just so we can feel bad about our lives. And I said something funny about inflation. I was at the store at Walmart, and I'm going to confess something. Please don't arrest me. I accidentally stole cat litter because I put it on the bottom, and I just kind of forgot about it. And so I went outside and I like put everything in the car, and I was like, "Oh shit, you stole that." And I was like, and then I thought to the 10 Commandments, "Thou shalt not steal." And then I said, "Thou shalt not charge ridiculous prices."
Yeah.
That was funny. Anyway, so quarter pounder back on the poster that was in Good Burger was $2.25. And so I looked up two restaurants that do have quarter pounders. We have McDonald's as well as Burger King. And I don't eat fast food very often. I don't go to McDonald's or Burger King that very often. But if you went to McDonald's and just for the burger, not for the meal, it has inflated to $3.79 without tax. So for McDonald's, the quarter pounder with the sandwich alone is $3.79. Do you think Burger King is more or less?
Burger King is less.
No. Burger King, just for their quarter, it's called a quarter king pounder, but it's just a quarter pounder. It is at $5.24 just for the
it's
burger.
better quality. That's why.
Yeah, it's real meat.
I should have thought about that.
But
and they
it's
flame grill it.
$5.24. So back in the day, it was $2.25.
Damn. So Burger King is $3 more now than back then.
Almost $3. Almost exactly $3 more.
Damn.
But yeah. So let's continue.
That is super expensive.
That is really expensive.
Yeah, that's why when you get like a meal at, I think Wendy's might be one of the.
I've never been to Wendy's.
Or Whataburger. But if you get like, if you get a meal at Wendy's, like it's like $10.
Really?
Yeah, to get.
Is Wendy's the one with the square burgers?
Yeah. Wendy's is the one that's right down the street.
I know what it is. I just haven't eaten there. So
Whose fault is that?
yours?
Why mine?
I just
I haven't even eaten there. I mean, we don't really eat fast food.
They have like shakes or something that everybody obsesses about, right?
They have Frosties, not shakes.
Oh.
Frosties that you dip your fries in.
Whatever. Okay, so this is when Mondo Burger opens, and do you remember what you said?
No.
Way too much for a fast food opening.
Oh yeah, because
they
had
have
a band. They had like people
fireworks,
dressed up, fireworks. They had
confetti,
the like red tape
ribbon,
thing that you or red ribbon that you cut.
Ribbon cutting.
And it was just like way
people
too
dressed
much.
up, like people dressed to the nines to go to this.
A fucking burger joint, a fast food burger joint, like people in suits.
And these girls in slutty
limousines.
dresses and heels, stripper heels, and they're going up and they're like, ooh.
Yeah, way too much.
And then, I made a comment about this as well. I'm not sure if I wrote it down or not. Fucking their Mondo Burgers uniforms are made of like rubber.
Like leather. That would be terrible because you're going to be sweating.
And squeaking. I would be squeaking so much.
And it's going to be like, well, maybe the inside of it is like cloth, so maybe it's not.
Still fucking hot.
Oh, yeah, it would definitely be hot.
It's like when you are doing like crunches on the floor or something, and your back is all sweaty, and then you crunch up and it farts.
I haven't had that happen.
Okay, well, make me feel bad about myself. Thanks.
You sure it's not you farting, babe?
It's not me farting.
Oh, okay.
Home of the Big Booty Burger. Home of the Big Booty Burger.
He didn't say that. That's when, what's his name says that later. Sinbad.
Sinbad says it. I wrote it down next. That's after.
Yeah. Oh, I guess that's because that's when he sees him because
he goes and tries to get money from him, and he
that's
when
he
gave him
gives
the
him
bill.
the bill.
It's
$2,500.
And so he's like, I'm gonna go get a Mondo Burger.
Home of the Big Booty Burger. Home of the Big Booty Burger.
And so
like,
now,
what do those burgers taste like? They cannot be that good with that chemical on them.
I don't know.
I'm sure they don't put seasoning on it.
Because even the dog didn't want it.
Yeah, the dog didn't even want to eat it. So it's like they can't taste that good. They can't. I think the only reason why people were going is because it was $2.25 for that big ass burger, and Good Burger
had those skinny
petite. It's like McDonald's patties. It's like fucking nothing.
Like Dairy Queen patties and a brazier.
Yeah.
So this is when everybody's kind of depressed at Good Burger because there's no customers. They made only $46.
They go home early.
They go home early, and Dexter and Ed have a break, and so they sit down together, and Ed has a sauce, and he's pouring it out, and then it gets all over Dexter, and he tastes it, and he's like, holy shit.
This is the shit.
Except he didn't say that because this is like a rated PG.
He said, this is the fucking shit.
Motherfucker. This is when Samuel L. Jackson pops up. Motherfucker.
Pops in the corner.
Motherfucker. Round the corner. Round the corner. Oh,
take a shot.
Take a shot. Phoebe's here. As she limps.
Well, yeah, because I'm not giving her attention. No, ma'am.
All right. So this is when everybody in Good Burger tastes the Ed sauce, and it's delicious. And now he's making sauce for the burgers, and now they're busy again. And he's like, yippee, skippy.
And it's a sign, try Ed's new sauce.
But that sounds so dirty.
It does sound dirty.
Do you want to try Ed's sauce?
I would love to try his sauce. Be all up in there.
Is it baby gravy?
Baby gravy.
What was the other one?
What was the other one?
Baby
Daddy
batter.
sauce. Daddy
Ball
sauce.
barf.
Daddy sauce is
Daddy
mine.
sauce. You know what?
Daddy
we need to
sauce.
like make some sort of sauce and call it daddy sauce.
I'm down.
Oh. Oh. What do you put it on?
Everything.
We go to Shark Tank and they're like, "This is daddy sauce," and I'm like,
Daddy
yeah,
sauce.
Daddy.
You gotta say it just like that too.
Daddy.
And I'll do it as well.
And to be like, "What the fuck?" It's just
They're like, you know what? I just
what do you
want
put
it
it
because of
on?
the way you say it.
what do you put it on? Everything. Just get it all over your face.
Your mouth.
Do you want me to spread it on your
teeth.
chest? Have somebody else lick it off.
Oh my God.
That's like the commercial that would go for it. That's a Super Bowl commercial right there.
I mean, yeah. That's when they bring out all like the fancy stuff.
Okay. So, like, I guess trademark that.
Yeah.
Don't take our daddy sauce.
Don't take the daddy sauce. Take a shot. The cats are going ape shit.
I think there might be a cat in the room because that guy left the doors open. And I checked, but I didn't see anything, so maybe it's there.
Oh, shit.
Anyway, so now Ed and Dex hang out, and they're on his secret split spot. And they go up to the roof, and they just kind of sit, and he's
well,
like...
you missed a part.
No, I didn't. Oh, well, the contract.
The contract.
Do you want to explain the contract?
Pretty important, babe. It's your favorite fucking movie, and you forgot the contract.
Are you done?
You forgot the contract. So after Ed makes his sauce and like Good Burger is like freaking rocking and rolling, they're making all this money. And the manager is like walking around patting people's heads and shit, which was creepy.
If anybody walked up and patted me,
he was like to that one lady,
like
goes around his guy
or
like,
assaulted
grabbing shoulders and shit. Like I'm surprised he didn't get punched, but anyway. So then Dexter thinks of a bright idea to go to Ed since No, was that later?
No,
that was later.
No, it's this one because he goes to Ed and because he's in the back making the sauce, and he goes to Ed and he's like, "Well, since it was my idea to put the sauce on it, I think we should have this."
Oh, I was thinking that's when he saw him going by and remembers who he was. But,
no, that was
okay. So yeah, he goes back to Ed and he's like, "Well, yeah, since it was my idea to make the sauce." And you're getting, I think the manager was like, you can get forever.
No, that's right, because he saw him because he was rollerblading and ran into Otis, and then they sat down to eat lunch together, and that's when he had the sauce because he puts the grapes in his nose. And he's like,
yeah. So it was before that. Yeah. So we did skip a part. Sorry.
Anyway, he remembers it.
Yeah, he remembers who he was because he was skating by and runs into Otis, the old guy that works there. And he gets all mad at him. He's like, "Dad, you're the reason why I have to work here and get a summer job and blah, blah." So at this point, he kind of hates Ed. So
then it doesn't last.
Yeah, it doesn't last very long because Ed is freaking just funny and crazy and makes him laugh. And now he's like, "Well, whatever. We're friends now." Or cool. So then he makes his sauce. Ed was like, "Hey, since you're the reason why I have to work here anyway, what was it? It was for every
burger sold, he gets 10 cents.
That's what the manager said.
So that's what the manager said to Ed. He was going to get every time they sold a burger. So what happens is that Dexter goes in
80%.
He gives 80%, and he gives 20, and so it's 8 cents that he gets compared to Ed, which gets 2 cents, which is And he's like, okay, he doesn't care about money, which is cool about him, and so he just signs a contract. And he's like, okay, cool, whatever. And so now Dexter is getting more money.
Yeah, more money. So it was like the first night the manager's like, "Oh yeah, your money you make is like $67," and he's like, "Oh, okay, cool." And then that's when Dexter comes up and grabs it out of his hand
and gives him 13.
And gives him
almost $14.
Yeah, it's almost $14. Awesome.
But the thing is, I'm pretty sure if Dexter walked up to him and he was like, "Yo, bro, you made me get in a car accident. I think we should split this," he would have said yes.
Of course, he's like, "You could probably take all the money." Like,
yeah,
I don't think,
sure. Here you go.
I don't think Ed would really care.
Yeah. So that's the thing. So then they have a special delivery. Do you remember to who?
Shaq, of course. How can I forget that?
Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah. So Shaq, they deliver it, and then he eats it, and his hand is like
his hand is way bigger than this fucking burger.
It's bigger than their
And they're
head.
like, "So what do you think about the burger, Shaq?" And he's like, "It's good. It's good."
And then this is what, "I'm a dude. He's a dude."
Yeah, he's like, "I've never been on camera before. I don't know how to act."
"Welcome to Good Burger, home of Good Burger." And so he meets Shaq. And then this is when Mondo Burger's kind of freaking out. They're like, "The heat should have been closed, blah, blah, blah."
They're like a day away from closing. Fuck?
We need to get Roxanne. And so Roxanne is who?
Carmen Electra.
Carmen Electra. Not Karma.
Karma Electra, because karma's happens in this movie to her.
So Carmen Electra, did you know what Carmen Electra's real name is? I told you this yesterday, but you probably won't remember.
I'm not going to remember.
So Tara Lee Patrick is her real name.
Tara Lee Patrick.
Good job changing
Very good name.
But isn't Electra a superhero?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's probably why she changed it to that. She wants to be a superhero.
I want to.
I mean,
she
was like one of the hottest women back then, so.
I didn't think so. I didn't think she was really cute.
I mean, she's fake, like all the rest of them, so.
Great.
Cool.
So this is when Roxanne comes in and she's like, "You're so hot." And he's like, "I get sweaty when I work." And he just is kind of like, it goes over his head that she's
way over his head
trying to get him to go on a date with her, and she's like, we need to hang out. And so they go on a date, and so he loops in Dexter to ask Monique at the restaurant.
And Dexter was scared because he's a little pansy.
Hey, do you want to hang out with Dexter, like go on a date with us and be Dexter's date? And she's like, sure, I'd love to. And he's like, oh, okay. And so they go on a date. I feel bad for Roxanne, but at the same rate, she's a cunt.
I don't.
But
she deserved everything she got.
So she goes on a date, and she's trying to get Ed to say what's in his sauce, and Dexter keeps on trying to stop him. Don't say anything.
Yeah, don't tell anybody your sauce.
And,
that would ruin Good Burger.
He pulls out a chair for Roxanne, and he just pulls it completely away. And then he's golfing, and he whacks her with a fucking golf club
on a chin,
on the face, and then the golf ball hits off of the windmill and bounces back to her face.
Cold clocks her right out. She's out probably for like an hour or 30 minutes.
And so they're driving home, and he's just talking to her like it's nobody's business. And
Dexter's like, man, she's still unconscious.
And so then she hits her head on the dashboard when he stops. And then what else happens? He flipped her over.
Yeah, because she was trying to kiss him. And he's like, nope, and then flips her over.
Oh, sorry. So then the date ends. Dexter and Monique are together, and she kisses him, and it's the end. But then the next day, she's pissed off at him because she locates the contract. And so this is when he realizes, hey, this is not good. So he goes to Ed, and he's trying to talk about it. But Ed is still trying to decipher between Good Burger versus Mondo Burger. What's the difference? And so this dog comes up, and he's talking to the dog. He's like, whoa, there's 4 clowns that are on the side of the road, boy.
Yeah, broken down.
And he was like, no, that dog's just hungry, man. And so he gives him the Mondo Burger, and the dog doesn't eat it. And then he gives him
yeah, fuck no.
Good Burger, and he starts mowing down on it. And so then we come to find out it's actually 5 clowns on the side of the road.
5 clowns on the side of the road, and they're broken down. They're like, where's that dog? Poor clowns.
But
so this is when they need to figure out what is making the dog not like the burger. So they're trying to figure out what's the secret. Yeah, what's wrong with it?
So
thank you.
This is when they break into Mondo Burger, but not really break in. They dress
go
up
in as women.
And this is when I said, this is like Medea before Medea.
Yeah, basically.
And so, but ironically, Ed looks like a good woman.
I mean, I give him credit, especially when he wore that garter or whatever it is.
Lingerie.
Lingerie underneath.
Dexter's wearing his just normal t-shirt and boxer shorts, and then Ed is wearing a purple negligee.
Yeah.
Or lingerie. It has to be lingerie. And he's like, oh.
Yeah. Oh, don't look at me.
And so they try to get him to say what's in the sauce. He doesn't do it. And so they take him to a place called Demented Hills. And this is where my favorite part comes in. I just thought the funniest part was the insane asylum. And so they lock him up, and they have to figure out how to get out. And so then it turns out that Mondo Burger breaks into Good Burger and puts shark poison into the sauce. Mm-hmm. And so
the old man, Otis, sees
sleeping
it.
there, because I guess that's where he lives now, and he sees it, and then they take the old man and bring him to Demented Hills, and he gets put in the same room as him. And he's like,
which was dumb,
but then they realize, hey, we have to get back to Good Burger. We need to break out.
Before they open.
Right. Yeah. So we're at Demented Hills, and Ed finds a girlfriend.
He does find
her name
a psychopath
Heather,
girlfriend named Heather,
who has aliens planted in her brain that told her to go to the zoo and free the kangaroos.
Which, I mean, hey, I give her credit on that.
But I put something here. I thought it was hilarious. Carmen Electra can't get Ed, but Heather can.
A psychopath.
Psychopath can.
And he makes friends with the big psychopath dude.
The guy who has anger issues. He lets him go. He lets him out of the straitjacket, and he goes, "Oh my God, he's killing Sid!
Killing Sydney." So then they are trying to figure out how to get out of there. So I think the nurse turns on music, and it's shitty ass music. So then Ed's like, "Yeah, we're changing this." Goes over there, puts on Funkadelic song. I can't remember the name of it. Too Deep, I think the name of it. And they start dancing, and then Dexter's like, how can we get out of this? So he starts talking to the guards, gets them to go dance in there, and he starts basically knocks them out, takes the keys, and then they get out.
But then they realize, oh, the alarm starts going off, and so they have to bust into a room, and they're trying to figure it out, and it turns out to be the big
psychopath room, and Ed's like best friends with him.
And so then Dexter asks the guy, "Can you help me open this?" And so he takes Dexter and he swings him around and throws him out the window. And so you said something. I was hoping Heather. Everybody, take a shot. Fifi's over here hanging out. You said I was hoping Heather would jump. And then I said, but she's not healthy. She needs to stay there. And then you said, but Ed could help her. And I just stared at him and said, really?
He could help her. And they can live happily ever after. She's not like the big scary man. She's not going to go out and kill someone.
Yeah, but...
She might free some more animals, but what's wrong with that?
Yeah. So they get back into the store. They have this epic driving thing on the ice cream truck, and they drive around, and they finally get to Good Burger, where this old lady's about to eat the burger with sauce on it.
And
Ed, I wanted mustard. And then she goes, and at the sauce stand, she's about to take a bite of her burger. I'm like, why didn't you just grab the mustard, bring it back to your thing?
Because she just really wanted a good burger with extra sauce.
And so Ed tackles her. I just tackled an old lady. And so they stopped selling the sauce, which was great. And so then they have to decide, okay, we need to get back there because it has to be illegal. And so they break back. They climb up onto the roof.
And Ed does it like a champ.
He like parkours up his way there. And then Dexter's like, I can't do that, man. And so he climbs up and he's like, oh, you just have to hop on the burger, then hop on the fry, and then shimmy up the straw.
And he's like, come on. All right.
Okay. Well, that's the convincing I need. Let's just go. Oh my God.
What?
I wrote something down. I forgot he says. And so they realize, oh, they're putting this liquid shit in there. And so Dexter's trying to make a diversion so Ed could grab some and run to the police. Instead of doing it, he just dumps a shit ton into the meat.
Well, because he accidentally knocks it in there.
Right.
And he's like, oh, well, fuck, it's already in there, so I might as well just put the rest of the bottle in there. And then he puts another bottle in there.
And then he runs away, and he's like, I got it. And
of course, Kurt, thinking like he just stole an empty bottle, is over here making fun of Ed again.
And then this is when all the burgers become ginormous, like the biggest, huge burgers.
They're probably fucking 10 pounds, I would say.
So, also we find out that they microwave their burgers, and I said Chef Gordon Ramsay would be upset.
He would be very upset.
Very, very upset, and I would too.
So shit starts exploding. The microwave starts exploding. The burgers start exploding. Their little grill thing that makes the burgers bigger starts exploding.
Everything's exploding.
So then Sinbad drives up to Big Booty Burger after he just got his car fixed and parks it. And he's like, oh, must be shift change. Everybody's running outside and explosions are happening. And he's like, must be shift change. So then this big giant burger that was on the top comes flying down and lands right on his beautiful car. He deserved it.
Yeah, and so now he's trying to move the car.
Now he's trying to move the burger, and that's when Dexter has like half of the money.
I'll have the rest of your money by the end of summer.
So $12.50. He has half the money, and he comes to him. He's like, "Here, yeah, I'll have the rest of the money by the end of summer, or something like that." Yeah. Gives him like this wad of cash. And then he's like, well, I'll give you some money to help me move this burger. And Dexter just walks off.
True. Okay, so then this is when, like, everybody, like, it's a happy ending. And so there's a few things that Ed says at the end. So first he's like, oh, no, man, like, that money's yours, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, is it because I'm black?
Oh, yeah.
You can't get away with that now, but that's hilarious.
You can, because it's a black man saying
it to another black man.
Yeah.
And then he's like saying goodbye to Dexter like he's leaving, and I'm not going anywhere, man. Oh,
and they just walk.
They walk, and they go back to Good Burger. Everything's good.
They're the savior of Good Burger.
Yay!
And they blew up Mondo Burger, and Kurt's going to jail.
So everything's great.
Yep, everybody's happy. It's a win except Roxanne. She's kind of broken.
She quit.
Yeah. I quit. And she falls over again, probably broke a hip or something.
Because she's wearing stupid heels in a tiny ass dress. Like, why would you do that to yourself?
She's trying to bring sexy back.
She didn't.
She definitely did not. Ed thought quite the opposite.
All right, so on your Good Burger, what's the score?
I mean, it's a 10.
It is a 10. Thank you.
Can always watch that movie.
I love that
and it
movie
was
so
hilarious.
much.
I forgot how funny that movie is.
It's kind of like
at
Cat
first
in the
I was
Hat.
like, this is gonna be so stupid because like you see it when you're younger and it's like the best movie, but now like 25 years later you watch it and you're grown and you're like, this is gonna be terrible, and then you start like watching it and you're like, oh, all right, no wonder I like this movie. It's fucking hilarious still. Like my favorite part, probably one of them, is when Dexter's trying to make the burger. That's like. It's fucking hilarious. Like, it's a burger. How you put lettuce, tomato, cheese, burger, bun, boom. And he was fucking...
You're still, like, laughing at it. I'm just letting you talk, and you're just...
Oh, that's awesome. It's so funny. It's like the best part. One of the best parts. I can't really think of, like, another funny part. I think that's the best one.
That is one of the best ones. Oh, and when he's in the shake machine, he's like...
Strawberry jacuzzi! I remember so many people were saying that for, like, the longest time afterwards.
Oh, I love that movie. Okay, so now I chose a happy movie because now we are going to talk about death. Yay! Death. So I thought it would be a good thing. I have a lot of random facts about death that we can talk about just to make it lighter, because it's actually proven if you're afraid of something, you should be surrounded by it, talk about it, do things about it. And the more you know,
it'll put your mind at ease.
Or completely the opposite.
Or the opposite, yeah.
Okay, so I got these facts from therebelcircus.com. Okay, so I'm trying to reference my places where I get shit now because I should be doing that, but I don't.
You should, yeah.
Okay, approximately 150,000 people around the world die every single day.
1,000 people?
150,000.
Holy shit sticks.
That's a lot. But then, like, again, the same amount are pretty much being born. Oops. It is normal to pose and take photos of dead relatives during the 1800s.
Yeah.
I remember that. Due to loss of blood pressure, your eyeballs flatten out shortly after you die. Isn't that weird?
Your eyeballs flatten out?
Mm-hmm. So, like, they get shriveled up.
Oh, shit.
Isn't that weird? I already told you this fact before. In 2007, a woman died after consuming over 1.5 gallons of water in 3 hours. She did so in order to win a Wii.
Win a Wii? And she died?
Yeah, because she drank 1.5 gallons of water in 3 hours.
She drowned.
She had water poisoning.
Wow.
That's a thing. I did not know that.
Well, I kind of figured that was a thing if you drink too much of anything.
Right. Hearing is the last sense to go as a person is dying.
Hearing is the last?
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
That's interesting.
Okay. Against popular belief, your hair and nails don't continue to grow after you die. Instead, your skin retracts due to dehydration, pushing out your hair and nails.
Oh. So people always your nails and hair keep growing.
They don't.
Interesting.
This is a real shocker, people. Just make sure. Yeah. Messy handwriting on doctor's notes kill approximately 7,000 Americans each year.
What?
So you know how doctors have messy handwriting?
Yeah.
It has killed 7,000
Oh,
Americans
because they get
each
like
year.
the wrong prescription or something? Oh, shit. Maybe doctors do that on purpose.
Sure. You're more likely to be killed by a champagne cork than a poisonous spider.
Seriously? A champagne cork? Why? Because it flies off and hits you?
Yeah. It can hit you pretty hard. It goes like 25 miles an hour when you pop it.
I would be a trooper and survive that.
Oh, my God. Let's find out. In 1945, President Andrew Jackson's pet parrot was removed from his funeral for swearing.
Wow.
Vending machines kill about 13 people per year.
See, that's just sad. Oh, maybe it's kids, though.
No, because they push it and it lands on them. It's not a light machine.
Well, people don't know how to move?
Because if they're pulling on it or pushing it and it tips over on them, like...
Move out the way?
Okay.
Wow.
There are over 200 bodies on Mount Everest, and many are used as trail markers for hikers.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? They're frozen there. They can't take them down.
Well, yeah.
That's crazy. More people die from taking selfies than from shark attacks. Because they like fall off cliffs and shit.
Wow.
People used to pay money to drink the blood of the recently executed, believing it would be a healthy tonic.
That's gross.
Okay, the average human body is reduced to between 3 and 9 pounds of cremated remains.
Damn. It still weighs that much? Mm-hmm. Ash weighs that much?
Mm-hmm. And half the time you're not even getting like your loved one.
Yeah.
The concept of 6-foot grave came from the 1665 decree by the mayor of London during the plague outbreak to limit the spread of the disease. All right, take a shot, everybody. We have Arrow.
Arrow's on my lap now.
Uh-huh. Cotard's syndrome is a rare mental disorder that makes people believe they're dead. Did you hear that?
No.
Cotard's syndrome is a rare mental disorder that makes people believe they're dead. I met somebody who had this.
That is rough.
It is like they're just like, no, I'm just dead. And they really believe it. Even though they hear their heartbeat, they feel like they can feel, they just believe they're dead. It's crazy.
How do they live life?
They just act like normal, but they just think they're zombies. Like they just are moving about life. They eat like normal. They do everything normally. It's just they just believe it. So the leading cause of death worldwide is heart disease.
Yeah.
This one's fun. I think you'll like this one. It's possible to get an erection after death.
Really?
That's what it said. Yeah.
So that means if a chick really wants to bang a guy
After death,
she can.
Did you know, like the thought, like, this has given me probably a lot of pause about death. There's a high possibility that I will die with a tampon in.
Why? Well, yeah.
Yeah, because like whenever, like that's weird. Isn't that like a weird thought?
A week or 5 days out of the month, like you're wearing one.
Yeah.
Every month. So,
yeah. And so it's just like a weird thought that like I could potentially be dead and have a tampon in. And the what is
I
it?
always thought this one comedian was talking about, he was like talking about women. He's like, anything that can bleed for 7 days and not die, you should be scared of or some shit like that.
Exactly.
Like that's crazy.
All right. Do you know what the difference between a coffin and a casket is?
No.
Coffins are tapered at the bottom and caskets are rectangular.
Tapered at the bottom?
Because it goes like this, you know, like the typical, like how my suitcase is,
Yeah.
that's like coffin. Because it's
Oh, okay,
angled.
yeah. Got it.
You
You said bottom. I thought you meant like the bottom of it,
Oh,
like
no.
the flat side. I was like, that's weird.
The Egyptian pyramids were created to prevent grave robbers from stealing jewels and treasures that were buried with the royals.
And they also like cursed them. So
True. Like the mummy.
yeah.
80% of Tibetan Buddhists chose to have a sky burial in which their bodies are placed on the mountaintops and consumed by birds of prey. Isn't that cool?
Oh wow.
That's kind of cool.
I mean, giving back to like
the
what is it?
circle of life.
Yeah, circle of life.
Ancient China had rules for how long you were allowed to mourn the death of a child. Children under 7 weren't given a funeral, and the parents of the child who died under 3 months were only allowed to cry 1 day for every month their child was alive. So if it was like a 5-month-old baby, you won't get to cry for 5 days.
Damn.
That sucks. This is another one you'll enjoy. You continue to poop for days after you die.
Yeah. That one I knew.
The brain can produce thoughts for 15 to 20 seconds after the head has been decapitated. You know how they found that out? So there's this dude in France, forgot who it was, and they put him in the guillotine. And did you know the guillotine was used up until like the 1970s?
Good.
I think I read that somewhere.
I wish it was still continuing.
And so the guy who was like a scientist or something, he's like, okay, I want to see how long, like, I'm conscious pretty much after I get my head chopped off. So he told his like assistant, hey, I'm going to blink, count how many times I blink, and then that's how long.
So he blinked.
Like he blinked like 7 times. I can do
So
it
that's only
faster.
7 seconds.
Or less, but anyway, so that's.
But you said it was 15 to 20 seconds.
I don't know. They probably did some sort of test. I
So
can't tell
the
you.
scientist that got his head chopped off, did he volunteered to do that, or he did something bad? And
He did something bad, and he was going to be
okay.
executed. Studies have shown that a fear of death decreases as you grow older.
I can see that, yeah.
Right. Ancient Egyptians used to shave off their eyebrows to mourn the death of a cat.
Wow.
That's
That's interesting.
One of the reasons why cowboys carried a pistol was to prevent getting their foot caught in a stirrup and being dragged to death by their horse. Isn't that
Well,
crazy?
they would shoot the horse?
No, they would shoot the thing, the
Oh.
strap. Or shoot the horse. I don't know.
I was like, that's mean. Like, I always hate in movies when you're watching, like, people riding horses, like, into battle or something,
Mm-hmm.
and people attack the horse. I'm like, you fucking assholes. Like, hit the person on the horse, not the horse itself. I mean, I get it, because,
It's a bigger target.
well, and also they stop riding or they get flung off, but still, that's just rough. Poor horse.
Okay, if you were to commit suicide by jumping from the top of Mount Everest, it would take you 2.5 minutes for you to reach the bottom. 2.5 minutes.
Mount Everest is that high?
Yeah. That's why there's 200 dead bodies up there.
There's probably more than that.
Probably.
There has to be more than that.
Probably. But I think it would be interesting.
2.5 minutes? Holy crap. I want to see that in comparison to like a building in downtown, like how many of them.
What is it? When I was climbing the Sydney Bridge, I was doing the bridge climb there, and the guy said, "Oh, if you jumped, it would take you about 17 seconds to hit the bottom."
So that's like
nothing compared
10 times more.
Pretty much.
Jeez Louise.
Maybe it was 7 seconds. It was not like a long time. At least 1 in 25 people sentenced to death, the death penalty, are innocent. That's my last one.
1 in 7?
25 people. Okay, at least 1 in 25 people.
Oh, 1 in 25 people.
Sentenced to the death penalty are innocent.
It's probably worse nowadays, too.
Probably.
Because a lot of times they came in, well, I wouldn't say a lot of times, but sometimes they can't find out who the person is, so they just want to blame somebody.
Or make them confess.
Yeah, or make someone confess to it, and it turns out that it's not even true. But there has been a lot of guys recently that have been, like, some people, like, go back and open up the file again or whatever, and they, like, because the technology is a lot better nowadays, and they do it all over again, and it turns out the person's freaking innocent, but they've been in jail for 30, 40 years,
that
which
would
is
suck.
fucking
But the
rough.
thing is, they can sue like the state, and they can get a lot of money for that too.
Well, I hope they do. Some people just might be like, you know, I'm free, I'm happy, like fuck it.
Sue.
I would sue too.
I would fucking sue the shit out of people.
That's majority of their life, because males only live to 60 nowadays or 70,
70,
and women live to
75.
like 75, 80 or something like that. So it's like if
you know
it's
why
a male,
we live longer is because the men die out, and we can live happily without you.
pretty
Boom.
sure that's not how
Mic
it goes.
drop.
It's not. But if you want to continue thinking like that, that's perfectly fine, my love. I will love you either way.
When are you gonna die?
When I'm 100.
Shit.
Yeah, get over it.
So I'm gonna die at like 110.
You're gonna die at 110.
Because after you die,
If we make it that far, you know how awesome that would be, like with your heart and everything.
my heart. I went to the doctor. I didn't say that. But I went to the doctor, and he was like, "You have an athletic heart," and I'm like, "Oh, thanks."
So then it's not your heart that's the problem.
I don't know, but I'm doing a stress test, and he's just like, "We're gonna like inject you with like what is it, gamma radiation, and you have to walk on a treadmill." I think you're gonna beat the treadmill because I feel like you could do it because nobody can beat the treadmill.
What do you mean beat the treadmill?
So you start off at a 10% incline going 1 mile an hour, and then every 2 minutes it increases and speeds up. So like they have to like tap out, and he's like, "I really want you to do it just to see if you."
When does it like stop?
I don't know.
Oh,
I didn't ask him.
I guess you're gonna find out, huh?
I'm scared.
What if you fly off and like break your neck or
That'd be
something?
hilarious.
Knock yourself out.
Anyway, death. So
Death.
I was gonna say, do you believe in death?
Obviously.
It's like, do you believe in aliens? So death, if to me, I'm not really afraid of death. If I think a lot about it, then yes. But if I just am like, oh, death, whatever, it happens. I believe, like, I'm a wholehearted believer of reincarnation because I remember past lives. I remember things. I remember how I died, and I have a birth mark. It's like really faded, but it's like really light. One of my past lives, I was cleaning like sheets or something in a creek, and this was around Civil War time, and somebody from across the creek shot me right there, and I have like a little like.
That's why you have a hole in your heart.
Maybe, but then I died there. That sucked.
That was fun. Mm-hmm. I mean, I definitely believe in reincarnation too. Like, I mean, probably my reasonings for believing in reincarnation are probably not the best, or they're dumb to some people, but I just feel that reincarnation is a thing because you have like your story, you have these other people that like remember past lives. And I mean, I don't know if there's like a scientific reason why they believe that, but you know, I just don't see that there's that many souls in heaven and hell, even though they're supposed to be infinite, but still that's a shit ton. I mean, we've been here for how long? Like 1,000,000 years or some shit. I don't know.
Very long time.
Super long time. That is like crazy to think that many souls are in both areas. But yeah, I think reincarnation is a real thing. I don't have any past life experiences that I remember. But
I remember tidbits. Like I remember like one time I was driving and I got like really emotional because I remembered like I had somebody like in my vision that I saw. and I could smell him. I could like, because I was sitting down and this guy was in a chair and he scared me, and I remember him, and I was like, fuck. And then another time I remember like to typewriters, like I was working on a typewriter and liquid white came out in like 1950s. I remember using like whiteout because they didn't have the delete button on the typewriter, like the old school like typewriters.
Yeah.
I remember typing on it and I used like liquid whiteout.
I mean,
Like,
that's pretty
stupid
freaking interesting, though, for sure.
I like reincarnation. It's fun.
I mean, I don't know. I guess I would say I'm scared of death because for the longest time, I thought we lived forever when I was growing up. I don't know why. I don't know what made me think that, but I thought we lived forever.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
100%.
That's cute.
And then, like, when I was getting older, like, both my grandmas passed away. And then, like, my mom would tell me that my grandpa passed away. And then, like, my oldest brother passed away. So I was like, okay, well, that's obviously not a real thing, living forever. And then, like, just the thought of, like, my mom and my brothers and family and friends going is just like, in a way, I kind of want to be selfish and go first.
I can help you with that.
I bet you can.
Just kidding.
But it's like, I don't know. I'm like iffy on, because I know it's going to happen eventually. I guess my thing is like how it's going to happen.
I don't want it to be painful. That's the only
Like,
thing.
I don't want it to be painful. Like, if I could basically die in my sleep, I think that would be the best way to go. Painless, not have to worry about. I mean, it would suck because you go to sleep thinking you're going to be waking up the next day, and all of a sudden you don't wake up. So with that, you don't get a chance to say goodbye. But I mean, when do people get the chance to say goodbye?
So that's
kinda?
why they say don't go to bed angry. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
always just kind of resolve shit and get it over, because you might
Or
not get
don't leave the house angry because
You never know.
Get in a car
Everything.
wreck.
I think about that every day. I'm like, at least I say I love you and bye, because I'm like, okay, cool. I can go to the gym, and if I die going to the gym or something happens, like, at least I said I love
Yeah,
you.
same thing. Me going to work, kind of thing. So I don't know. Death is a interesting, touchy subject. I guess
A lot of people are afraid of it, but it's just like, if you're afraid of it, that totally it's mostly, I think it's the fear of the unknown.
Yeah, I think that's probably what it is.
And not having that for sure. Like, if you believe in God, awesome, whatever, and you believe in heaven and you're going to heaven, that's like a good, peaceful, like, I'm not worried about it. But for like me, I'm agnostic, so I don't know what's out there because there's no proof. And so there was this guy who died on the table. He was like gone for 12 minutes or something. It was like crazy. And he literally said, there's nothing there. Like, he's like, I think he said, oh, there is a God, but he left us. He left us to ourselves.
Oh, I think you told me
And
that.
that's like heartbreaking, because if there is a higher deity and they made us and they just left us, that sucks.
I mean, I don't blame them
I don't blame them either, but it's
because
just,
we're shitty.
there's like a bunch of like different people who die, and some people are like, oh, it's white and beautiful, blah, blah, blah. Or, oh shit, there's nothing. Like, there's
So I
nothing.
wonder if it's white and beautiful, those like the people who, I guess, like got baptized and did everything they're supposed to do to go to heaven, and then the one that said it was dark.
That's what pisses me off the most about religion, because you have to, like, what is it? Ask Jesus to be your personal savior or whatever they say. And that's what really pisses me off about religion, because in the Bible, and people preach this, God and Jesus have unconditional love. But why the fuck do we have so many conditions? But again, I don't want to get into religion, but that's just like, that's my thought process. I'm like, everybody should be in heaven then.
I mean, I'm glad not, because then you have serial killers in heaven.
Right. So, but like, death is just, I don't know, it doesn't bother me. I have anxiety about everything else. So what, like, death is like the only
I mean,
thing.
I'm just like trying to get more on the fact that like eventually my brothers are gonna, pass away. My mom, you, me, these beautiful dogs here.
I think you're going to have a harder time with the dogs than me.
No. I mean, it's going to be rough because, like, I was butthurt when Chris ran away, and I still don't even
Chris
know
was
what
his
happened.
dog.
Yeah, my dog, and I still don't even know what happened to him. So, like, if they lit, like, so say if, next year one of them passed away, like, I would be butthurt for sure. But if they live to be 12, 13, 14, 15, Like, I'll be like, okay, you know, like that's like a super long life for a dog. So I don't think I'll be as like sad because I know they had a good life and they were happy and they enjoyed it. So I think I'll be okay, but who knows?
Right. I mean, it's always going to be sad. Like when Gordon dies, I'm going to shave off my eyebrows like the Egyptians do.
I'll shave off my
say
tit hair.
I thought you were going to say penis, and I was like,
shave off my penis? That's a little extreme. Chop, 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 chop.
That's fun.
Oh, did we wake you? Oh, sorry.
And I love how our dogs just like stick out their legs like they're dead.
See, that's why her right leg is always falling asleep. Because she lays on her right side all the time.
And then she wants attention.
I don't know why she doesn't lay on the left one. I just kicked her. Not hard.
She
I patted her.
She didn't move at all. But I don't know. Death to me is just like it is what it is. Like I love past life stories. So if anybody has past life stories that they can remember or recall.
Oh, yeah. That'll be dope.
That's really cool. When we're doing for... Last year we didn't get to go to this, but this coming year we're going to go to the Haunted America thing where there's a past life regression where you could like remember who you were, and I want to do that so bad.
I want to do that.
I think we are. I signed up.
Well, no, we are then.
Yeah.
Not
so
you think we are.
It's just going to be fun, and I'm really excited about that because I remember so many different things from different points that it's just it can't like when I say remember I have photographic memory, so I can remember things. Like if I look at it, I'll be like, okay, it looks like this, this, and this. And it's kind of scary sometimes because I have like that if I'm paying attention to it. If I'm not paying attention to it, then I do not have photographic memory, and it's like it didn't exist. So, but that's where I'm just like, I remember this. I can show you what I'm wearing and like what I look like and like what the creek was. And it was crazy because it was like on the East Coast. I think it was like Virginia or something. But anyway,
it's pretty intense or insane.
That's crazy. And then there's like those stories of those little kids who there's like their stories are so true that they go because there was this one where this little boy died and he got hit in the axe by one of like the other tribe members or something. And he was born and he had like a birthmark on his head. And when he got old enough to talk, he was talking about his old life. And so they brought him to the tribe that he said he was a part of, and he said that man killed me, and the guy like broke down in tears because he was never caught, and he was like, yeah, I killed him with an axe, and like, where his head was, and that's like shit that I believe in hardcore because it's just so true. Shit happens. Maybe we can do a past life. What is it? Reincarnated stories or something.
Oh, I was thinking when you said that, I was like, we should have did that.
Well, I mean, we still can. We're just talking about death in general right now, and we can get to the nitty-gritty later.
Well, I definitely want to do that because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of stories out there.
Well, write that down. That can be one of your topics.
I'll write it down after.
Pretty sure you won't. But anyway, anything else to add?
No. I don't think so. Death is scary, people.
Yeah, but just the more you think about it, go to a funeral. Go to the funeral director and just talk to them. They'll make you feel better. Or just really smelly.
I mean, I've been to a few funerals of like good friends of mine, and it's just
it's never easy.
Yeah, it's never easy. I mean, I don't think death is going to be like, there might be some people out there who can just nonchalantly be like, nah, death, nah, whatever. You know, who cares? But there's majority of people are just, they're going to have a fear of it. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like I'm pretty sure I kind of have a fear of it. Like every time I think of, you know, something happened to me, but I think it's more so like how it's going to happen. The fear is. So I don't think, because I mean, death is obviously inevitable. Like everybody's going to pass away unless you can get in a cryogenic or something.
But would it be easier if you knew, like, let's say you had cancer that was terminal, like, oh, I know how I'm going.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Then you know how you're going, but then you might, well, if it's terminal, yeah. Well, there are also miracles out there like that, where people have cancer and it's terminal, and they're supposed to die in like a month, and they live for 30 years. So there's stories like that happen too. So I mean, that's why there's a lot of people out there who still believe that there's a God. Like, it's just not random. That like
sometimes it's a coincidence.
I don't think so.
I don't know. All right. Well, that is our topic for the day. He just kicked me.
I did not.
So you have the movie next. What is your movie?
Oh, so y'all are going to be in for a treatsies. But I would probably definitely not have your kids watch this movie. This is probably going to be
Gruesome.
One of the gruesome movies we probably ever had. It's called Bone Tomahawk.
And so Bone Tomahawk you can watch on Tubi, Amazon Prime, and Redbox, and a few others. So if you just like look for it, you definitely can see it. So this next episode is going to be gruesome because
we're just going to keep it 100% gruesome this time.
Usually
folks.
we try to balance it out, but you know what?
We're just going to go no holds bar this time.
Yeah, just like jump in the deep end.
Jump in the deep end. Like deep. Sharks infested.
Holy shit. So my topic is medieval torture techniques.
Oh, this is going to be good.
So please watch Bone Tomahawk and get prepared for our
This
top
is going to
10.
be fun.
I'm excited because
y'all going to learn some crazy fucking torture devices.
So if you need to torture somebody, first you make them a drink, put some drugs in it, and
tie them up.
Do medieval torture.
Yeah, medieval torture, folks. Hope we give no one ideas.
Or everybody. Just kidding. All right. Well, that's it. I hope we gave you a reason to stay in for the night.
What about all the stuff?
Oh, shit. I forgot about that. I'm just over it. I'm just like, I'm tired. I want to go lay down. All right. So, as usual, you can write in. So, remember, we do have our We're Not Qualified, and it is coming up. So, if you have any stories, if you have any advice, confessions.
Confessions are awesome. Past life experiences would be awesome.
Yeah, past life experiences.
And paranormal activity stuff would be awesome.
Any fun stories of topics that we've covered in the past, go ahead and just email us in. We would appreciate it. You can write us in at inforthenight69@gmail.com, or you can go to our lovely website, inforthenightpodcast.com, and that is where you can go to the contact section, and just that'll instantly send us a message. What else can you find on our website, Ler?
And we got merch on there and also Patreon. If y'all love us that much and feel the need to donate to the cause, it would extremely help us out. Also, like and review our podcast. Even if you don't like it, still put 5 stars. Just kidding.
No, give us 5 stars and then send us a hate mail and we will read it.
Yeah, and we'll read it to ourselves and on here. So far, we've been getting pretty good likes, but all the merrier would be better. Like it would just always help us out if you can like and review. Tell your family, tell your friends, tell your dog, your cat, your snake, your pet, freaking rabbit. Just don't let the rabbit or the snake eat the rabbit, because then
don't let them in the same pen.
Yeah, how would the rabbit tell someone else about our podcast?
And then when the rabbit dies, it'll scream like a child.
Yeah, like a child. That's just creepy. I need to look up a video on that. But yeah, that would be fantastic. If y'all can help us out, it'd be great.
All right. Again. Thank you for listening. We hope we gave you a reason to stay in for the night.
And until next time, peeps. Peace out.
Peace out.